All right, let's go, Brock. Keep your knees off the ground, just your hands and feet. There you go. A little bit left. There you go. Show me good effort. That way, Brock. Keep coming. There you go. It's a good start. A little bit left. A little bit left. There you go, Brock. Good strength. That's it, Brock. That's it. Get the 20. You give me your best. You keep going. That's it. No, don't stop, Brock. You got more in you than that.
Hey, just rest a second.
You gotta keep moving. Let's keep moving. Let's go. Don't quit till you got nothing left.
Yeah.
There you go. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving, Brock. That's it. You keep driving. Keep your knees off the ground. Keep driving. Your very best. Your very best. Your very best. Keep moving, Brock. That's it. That's it. That's it. Keep going. Don't quit on it. Keep going. Keep driving. Keep your knees off the ground. That's it. Your very best. Don't quit on it. Your very best. Keep driving. Keep driving. There you go. There you go. That's it. Keep driving. Keep your knees off the ground. Keep driving. Don't quit till you got nothing left. Keep moving, Brock. That's it. That's it. That's it. Keep going. I want everything you've got. Come on, keep going. Hurts. Don't quit on it. Your very best. Keep driving. Keep driving. There you go. There you go.
He's heavy.
I know he's heavy.
I'm out of strength.
You negotiate with your buddies and find more strength, but don't you give up on me, Brock. You keep going. You hear me? You keep going. You're doing good. You keep going. Do not quit on it. You keep going. I know it hurts. You keep going. You keep going. It's all hard from here. 30 more steps. Keep going, Brock. Come on. Keep going. And let it burn. It's all hard. You keep going, Brock. Come on. Come on. Keep going. Don't stop. Keep going. You're in the end zone.
Take it over. I'm too close to quit. I don't know about you, but somebody is in the end zone, but you don't even know it. You're about to give up and throw in the towel, but you don't really realize where you are. I tell you to stop for a moment and take inventory. Take off the mask and say, I'm too close to quit. You've been playing hard for your marriage to turn the corner. You can't throw in the towel now. You've been playing hard for that promotion. Don't throw in the, I don't know where you stand right now, but I need you to understand that you are too. Somebody shout, I'm too close. Somebody shout, I'm too close. Coach said, look up, Brock, you're in the end zone. See, Brock thought he was just at the 30, maybe even the 50. But he didn't realize that he had already gotten to the destination that he was trying to get to. Some of us are just like Brock. We don't realize that we are just one step away. You're in your 8th hour, but you don't even realize it. You are one step. I tell you to take one step. You are one step away from no problem. You are one step away from no breakthrough. You are one step away from stuff you've been leaving God for. I dare you to open up your mouth and say, I'm
Too close.
You're too close. You're too close. Redemption, I believe that we're in our 8th hour. We're too close.
Thank you, Lord.
As a church, we're too close.
Thank you, Father.
Individually, I need you to understand you're too close.
Yes, Lord.
You've been fighting too long. You've been crawling and scratching too long. You're too close.
Yes, God.
I don't know where you are in God's timetable. Can I suggest to you that you're much further along now than you were then? In other words, you might not be too close, but you're closer. I might not be where I want to be, but I thank God that I'm not where I used to be. Watch it. I thank God that I'm not where I want to be, but I thank God that I'm not who I used to be. In other words, I'm closer. Somebody shout, I'm closer. How do you know you're closer? Because somebody you should have cussed out, but you just healed your mouth. Yeah, you saw that money fall out that lady's purse, but you still picked it up and gave it to her. Somebody shout, I'm closer. Yeah. Things that happen in your life, you normally would have just thrown in the towel and had a conniption or a depression bout, but you didn't. You held on close. You held on tighter this time around. That means you're getting closer. Stuff that used to set you off, it don't set you off anymore. That's because you've gotten closer.
Thank you.
See, you can't kick it with Jesus and not act like him. It's something about his character that rubs off on you. And so the way you used to react.
Yes, God.
You don't act like, sometimes somebody, I don't act like that no more. You got to get country with it. I don't act like that no more. I'm closer. I'm closer. We can't. We got some teaching stuff. So the text says, let us not be weary in well doing.
Yeah.
That's what the text says. Paul, who's writing this letter to the Galatians, and he says, let us not be weary in well doing. The word weary in its simplest form simply means to grow fatigued or to get tired.
Yeah.
It means that there is not a whole lot of gas left in your gas tank. It's a state that often suggests that your strength or your energy level is depleting. Simply put, it means to be exhausted. And yet to exhaust this word more extensively, to be weary also means to grow impatient. It means to become dissatisfied, discouraged, and even disappointed. Matter of fact, I've come to discover that the enemy of, watch this, the enemy of enthusiasm is time. I said the enemy of enthusiasm is time. Whether you know it or not, we all have this remarkable and yet sad capacity for growing weary and doing wonderful things. Have you ever noticed that when you go to your vacation destination, have you ever noticed that the first day of your vacation is normally the best day of your vacation?
Yeah.
You were all excited when you first got there.
Yeah.
Everything looked lovely. Everything was breathtaking when you first got there.
Yeah.
But by the last day that you're there, you can't hardly wait to get up out of there. And see, just as vacationers tend to grow weary in vacationing, whether you know it or not, millionaires grow weary of having millions.
Wow.
Children grow weary of playing with the same toys.
Yeah.
Cooks grow weary of cooking the same meals.
Yeah.
Drivers, get weary of driving the same old route.
Yeah.
Paul wants us to know that also Christians grow weary in doing well things.
Yeah.
Time enemy of enthusiasm. That's why, Ms. Hall, that's why B.B. King said the thrill is gone. I know Ms. Hall, the thrill is gone. He said the thrill is gone. The thrill is gone away. We still got some folks that's on their way. We're getting closer. What Paul was trying to convey to us was that even after time has done its number on you, that even after you've had to suffer for a while, even after you've had to endure a few things in your life, although your situation and your circumstance may have gone through a few changes, even though things no longer look like they're working in your favor, Paul wants to encourage us. He says, don't get tired, watch this, of paying child support. Don't get weary of being the bigger person. Don't get weary of treating people the way you want to be treated. Don't be weary of always having to be somewhere when everybody else around you is late. Don't be so tired when you have to carry the load all by yourself and folk who's supposed to be there with you are never there. Don't grow weary. Don't grow weary of always being the one who has to keep everything in line. Sometimes you get tired of something. Sometimes you just want somebody to minister to you. Sometimes you want somebody to pick up your tab and say, I got it. Don't be weary of always having to pick up the tab. Paul says, don't be weary and well doing. Tell your neighbor, don't get weary.
Don't get weary.
Paul wants us to know that we should never get to a point where we lose our joy. Paul says, don't throw in the towel. Don't ever give up. Don't grow weary and well doing. Text says, don't grow weary and well doing. I like this part. For in due season. You turn the shower when you get to due season. Paul says, for in due season. I need you to understand that this passage is a promise of God to encourage the people of God to persevere. That's what this passage is. This is a promise of God to the people of God that if you keep on going, if you just keep fighting, you will persevere. Some theologians suggest that this promise, Bible students, that this promise is a reference to the final reward. It's talking about when Jesus comes back. It is not to say that those theologians are incorrect, but can I suggest to you that I believe that they are incomplete. It's not that they're incorrect, it's just a statement that's incomplete. Not only is this a promise with the eternal perspective, I need you to understand that this is a promise, this is a promise with an earthly expectancy. Y'all don't know when to shout. Not only is this a promise with the eternal perspective, I need you to understand that this promise, somebody shout this promise. This promise is not only a promise of eternal perspective, it's one of earthly expectancy. The songwriter says, I'm coming up on the rough side. I say, I believe the devil is a liar. And maybe it's a rough side because that's what you open up and articulate it. Maybe it's a rough side because that's what you open up your mouth and say it. But I come into agreement with Jesus when Jesus says, on earth as it is in heaven. Jesus says that we should have things on earth just like it is. In other words, this is not just a promise for when Jesus comes back. This is a promise for your right now. What's a promise for your right now? They already forgot that. Don't grow weary in well-doing because you shall reap in your due season.
Thank you, Lord.
I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm declaring that this is my season. If we truly understood the magnitude of opening up our mouth. Why is it that we can open up our mouth and talk about our disgust and our dislike? But when it comes to speaking over your own life, you tend to get silent. For in due season you shall reap. You faint not. Listen, Solomon says, for everything there is a season. Solomon says, for everything that there is a season. There is a time Watch this what he says. For every matter, not in heaven, but on earth.
Yeah.
There is a season to plant, and there is a season for your harvest.
Yeah.
Listen, if time is the enemy of enthusiasm, then let me hurry up and let you know that if you just keep hanging in there,
Yeah.
time, watch this, can also restore.
Yeah.
The text says, don't grow weary in well-doing. Why? Because for in due season, I came to encourage somebody that the reason why you can't quit now is because you're too close to your due season. The reason why you can't throw in the towel now because you're too close to your due season. The reason why you can't go back now is because you're too close to your due season. The songwriter says, I'm too close. He said, I almost see my journeys end. But here's the part that I like. He says, no, I can't. What did he say? I can't turn around. You ought to touch 3 people and say, I'm too close to turn around.
Too close to turn around. I can't turn around.
See, if I turn around now, then I forfeit my promise. If I turn around now, if I turn around, everybody like these football fans. Y'all make some noise, football fans. Now, would it make any sense for your running back to get the ball and go backwards? Listen, even if he loses 1 yard, we're in disgust. But people of God tend to always want to go backwards instead of taking at least 1 step forward. I need you to understand the reason why you can't go backwards is because every step you take, you get closer to your destination. Every step you take, you get closer to your first down. Every step you take, you get closer to your first. And I'm not a big football fan, but I love it when those officials, or the receiver for that matter, when the receiver makes the first down, Michael Irvin acts a fool. When Michael Irvin gets the first down, I need you to understand that you got to begin to celebrate every step you take. I wish I had a church right there. You got to learn how to celebrate. Listen, every time you're not going backwards, watch this. That means you're moving forward. And every step you take, you ought to thank God for the 1 step. I wish I had some praisers in this place. That if you can do a 2-step in the club, you ought to do a 2-step for the Lord. You ought to do a 2-step in the... If there's anybody here who can take 2 steps and begin to give God praise for the 2 steps, you might not dance like you used to, but at least you got 2 steps. You may not be able to run as fast as you run, but at least you got 2 steps. If there's anybody who got a 2-step, I'm too close. The reason why I can't throw in my talent is because I'm too close. I agree, he says, I'm so close, I can't turn around. He says, no, I can't. He says, that's definitive. He says, no, that's a declaration. No, you got to tell the enemy, I don't care what you're trying to do to me, I can't turn around. Don't grow weary and well-doing, for in due season. I'm closer to my season than I realize. And if I turn around now, I forfeited all my hard work. Yeah. If I turn around now, everything that I've done, I've just given it over to nothing. I'm in my due season. I'm closer to my due season. Then I realized, the text says, believe it or not, y'all, I'm almost in my season. That clip preached for me these 10, 15 minutes. So the text says, and let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Listen, and while I was pondering over this passage in preparation for the preaching moment, I came to discover that each region, catch this, each region of our nation has its own season for harvest. I'm trying to take you somewhere. As I was pondering over this passage in preparation for the preaching moment, I come to discover that every region in our nation has its own season for harvest. I'm excited about this, y'all. Y'all gotta catch this. And when I look at the Tennessee region, Greg, when I looked at the Tennessee region, I noticed that seasonally, the time for harvest for this region, watch this, extends through mid-August to around the middle of November. Take inventory of where you are. As I did my study in preparation for this preaching moment, I discovered that in the Tennessee region, the time for harvesting begins in mid-August. Somebody ought to check their calendar. Mid-August to around the middle of November. That means every seed that I've been planting for 8 months in the Tennessee region, you do know that we're in Tennessee, don't you? Every seed, watch this, every tear I've shed, every prayer that I've gotten on my knees and said, listen, Lord, you know my issues. Every time I came into the church house, every time I wrote money out that I didn't really have to give, every seed that I sow in my atmosphere, in the Tennessee region, the best time for harvesting is mid-August, August, to the middle of November. And when I looked at the calendar, I said, we're about in the middle of August, which means my time for harvesting is I told you when the Spirit of the Lord is here, everything you need is in the atmosphere. I dare you to begin to pick up your harvest right now. Watch this, breakthroughs ain't gonna pick by itself. Grandma used to tell me that corn won't pick by itself. That you can listen, watermelons ain't gonna come out the ground by itself. You gotta get down on your knees and start plucking up your harvest. Is there anybody here who's ready for their bushel of blessings? Is there anybody here who's ready to reap what you've been sowing? I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle. We're in the middle of our harvest. I take that back, I digress. We're in the beginning of our season of harvest. Redemption, I need you to understand that we're in the beginning of our season of harvest. Every time we've done an outreach initiative in this community, every soul that we've ever touched and blessed, everybody that we've ever prayed over, every house that we've ever walked by and prayed for, all the sowing that we've been doing, the Lord says that you are in your season of harvest. And I need you to understand that the Lord is about to come and bless this place. Somebody shout bushels of blessing. I wouldn't be a gospel preacher if I didn't say this. For 33 years, Jesus walked this earth. But Jesus understood his mission. He told his mama when he's at that wedding, he said, Mama, don't get me to do this stuff, it ain't my time. I like how mama just, boy, gonna do it anyway. But Jesus walked. He's a man on a mission. He walked through life mission-minded. Bible says he just went around doing good. And when he came to that point, that Friday night, he was getting weary. He says, Lord, if this is not the will, no, he says, if you could get me to do something else, I'd do it. I'm a little worried about this. I understand what this cup symbolizes. But if you want me to do it anyway, I will. Anybody have a soul when you really didn't feel like it? Anybody ever had to pray for somebody when you really didn't feel like it? Anybody ever had to be nice to folk when you really didn't feel like it? Jesus says, if you can find some other way for me to get out of this, I'll do it. But if this is what you want me to do, not my will, but yours be done. And so Jesus began to go on this journey. Well, you all know the story. He was beaten. battered, bruised. And on that Friday night, help me, Mom. And on that Friday night, you know, they marched him up that hill called Calvary. I'm trying to close this out. He began walking up this hill called Calvary. And when he got to the top of the hill, they laid him on his old rugged cross. Anybody know the story? They laid him on his old rugged cross. And when they laid him on his old rugged cross, they took some nails and they put it in his hand. See, I need you to understand that all the blood that dripped out of his hand, he was sewing yet still. They put nails in his hands and they even put rivets in his feet. That's nails, y'all. And they hung him up on that old cross. And you do know that he hung, bled, and died. He was still sewing. But somebody knows that early that Sunday morning, I hear the Lord saying, due season. Early that Sunday morning, something began to happen. I don't know that it was the middle of August or even November, but I do know that something was about to come up. Everything that Jesus had sown up until that point, by Sunday morning, I felt a harvest. So what you do know, the Bible says he got out of the grave, watch this, with all power. See, when he planted his body that Friday night, Sunday morning he got up from the grave with all power, and that's a true harvest. I need you to understand that he didn't grow weary in all that he was doing. But in his due season, he began to reap all power. He began to reap all the praise. He began to reap all the promise. I need you to know that the power of God got up on that third day. Don't grow weary in well doing, for you shall reap if you faint not.
Thank you, Lord.
For in due season you shall reap if you faint not. You shall reap if you faint not. I need you to understand that we're on a mission and we cannot throw in the towel. We've gotten too close to quit. We've gotten too close to turn around. And I just believe, just like Jesus, that if we keep on going forward, we're going to reach that Sunday morning when we walk into that building and the power of the Lord will come in. I wish I had some believers who understand that you can't get weary now. You can't quit. Don't stop praying. Don't stop praising. Don't stop paying. We're too close to quit. We've come too far. Songwriter says, I just can't give up now. I've come too close, too far from where I started from. I know the road wasn't going to be easy. It hasn't been easy for us. It hasn't been easy for you. But old folks, you say, I don't believe he's brought me this far just to leave us now. Tell your neighbor, I'm too close to quit. I'm too close to quit. I'm too close to quit. Come on, the door of the church is open.
Just can't give up now. Come too far from where I started from. To leave me. I want to say it again, say